It's that time of year again. In less than 2 days, we spring forward. Our clocks moving ahead by 1 hour at 2 a.m. Sunday. Georgia lawmakers continue to debate whether we should ditch the twice-a-year time changes altogether. Today on Morning Rush, Sheba Russell talked with State Representative Wes Cantrell, who sponsored the House bill to make daylight saving time permanent. It's now in the Senate after passing the State House a week ago today.
But I've always just seen it as an annoyance, an inconvenience. But when I started studying the issue, I found out it was so much more to so many people. There's health implications, there's economic implications. It's a big deal. And, most of what we do down at the Gold Dome affects a lot of people, but this affects everybody. Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, all in the Southeast have passed bills like mine. And so if Congress were to give us this authorization and we were able to pass this bill, the entire Southeast basically would move in lockstep. If we don't pass this bill, Georgia's going to be the odd man out because all the states around us will have made the move.
Representative Cantrell says studies show that people prefer daylight saving time over standard time, as it's 8 months out of the year, not 4. There's a competing Georgia Senate bill that passed about 2 weeks ago and calls for making standard time permanent. But Representative Cantrell says if it passes the House, it would only be in place until Congress gives states permission to move daylight saving time all year round.
I have a hard time keeping my time straight. Springing forward, though, means 1 hour of sleep less on Saturday night only, as you know, but the effects, don't you feel like they can linger for weeks sometimes? Sleep experts with the Mayo Clinic suggest starting the transition now. Go to bed 15 minutes earlier each night. That way you're well rested going into the change. As tempting as it would be, avoid sleeping an hour longer in the morning. But if you do feel sleepy on Sunday, take a short nap no longer than 20 minutes in the early afternoon. The experts say keeping a regular bedtime and waking up at the same time every day can help your body regulate its sleep. I have to tell you, there are two things I think about, Aisha and Jennifer, about this switch. I never want to lose sleep. I know we all agree on that, but I really like being able to drive home from work in daylight.
Yeah.
At that time of day, it makes a big difference. And the fact that my kids can play outside longer after school, they have more time to enjoy the day before it feels like, bedtime's there.
Yeah, for me, I think this year was just a double whammy, or I'd say last year. Daylight saving time with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was just dark and gloomy too much, and you were just in the house. It just wasn't good. So more daylight, the better, and you need your vitamin D too.
Yeah, I like the daylight too, but I guess I'd say I'm indifferent otherwise, because getting darker kind of feels like the winter time too.
Sure.
So
yeah,
I don't know. I think it would be a hard habit to break when you're in the winter and you're going out sometimes. Is it still light out?
Yeah, that's true.
I just think it's kind of funny that we've been doing this our whole life, and all of a
Right.
sudden now we have to have tips of how to survive daylight saving time. Losing an hour of sleep, just do
Right.
it. Hey, but I do want to tell you one thing. Watch what you wish for, because I know we're thinking more about the evening time
Right,
with the daylight.
the morning.
But
Good
be careful.
point.
If we did this, from November 5th until March 5th, sunrise would be after 8 a.m.
Oh.
So that would be a lot of really dark bus stops in the morning for the kids out in the dark walking to school. That'd be really dark. So when people say that, their lives are impacted with losing that hour of sleep, I'm just worried about the safety for the kids at the bus stop in the mornings for months, from November 5th
Yeah.
to March 5th.
All right.
That's late.
Good point, Chris.
I don't think we can win here. Let's leave it to lawmakers, guys. All right, we'll just see what happens with this one. Stick around. We'll be right back.